Joburg drivers already swerve all over the place, and no, it's not because of a tipple after work at their favorite watering hole. It's all due to the pothole-riddled roads. And with the recent rains, expect to see a lot more bobbing and weaving. Our reporters Lindokuhle and Bateman join me now, and we know Lindokuhle is near the Deterioration, one of the busiest, of course, roads, checking on the situation there. But Barry's on the R21 in Pretoria. Good morning to you both, colleagues. Lindo, let me start with you and talk about the state of our roads, particularly because we know Deterioration, one of the busiest, of course, just in around Johannesburg CBD.
It's a transport hub, really, that's quite key in terms of traveling around Johannesburg. That is the Deterioration behind me. But of course, we have for months been told about the backlog that was created by the lockdowns of COVID-19 in terms of refurbishing, in terms of maintaining some of the roads in the country. But more than anything, you are right in saying that in Johannesburg, one finds themselves swerving away in terms of the potholes that are there. And I just want to move out of shot. My colleague Mohammed Tlali will just show you the state of some of the roads around Johannesburg. And we spoke about the fact that this is a transport hub, really, to travel around Johannesburg. But even there, even here, we are seeing that there is a bit of a challenge in terms of some of the potholes. Taxis, if you see a taxi slowing down, it must speak volumes to the fact that indeed there is something wrong on the roads. And this is the situation throughout this particular intersection. Very busy here at the Deterioration, but it just speaks volume in terms of the backlog that they spoke about. But more than anything, the hard lockdowns have been gone for months, and what we are seeing now is simply and cannot be accredited to the backlog of COVID-19 lockdowns. And you are seeing here a dire situation in terms of some of the motorists here trying to navigate their way around some of these potholes here. But the state of Johannesburg roads is actually illustrated in some of the scenes and visuals you are seeing right now. So indeed, there are still some challenges around the roads. We do know that there are interventions, there are programs that are underway, like the smart mobility by Gauteng, to try and sort out these issues, but it seems it's not fast enough. And of course, the rains might have played a role in terms of some of those that have been patched already reopening. So it is a situation that really requires the attention that from authorities, including Johannesburg Roads Agency. But this is the situation that you will find in many roads around Johannesburg, and the rains couldn't have helped in terms of the heavy downpours that we've seen throughout the weeks. They certainly might have perpetuated that. But we're here to speak to authorities really about what is it exactly that has become an impact of some of the heavy rains we've seen in the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, as we see those visuals out there at the Deterioration, Lindo, one just wonders if also those potholes are not contributing to the lack of maintenance in most of the taxis that we see, in and around, either Johannesburg or even South Africa. Because if you're working on the road as a public transport, such as a taxi, and you're dealing with potholes, I can imagine the amount of money that has to be spent on those wheels just to maintain taxis. But let me move to the R21 in Pretoria. Barry, that's where you are, and what can you tell us in terms of the state of our, roads in SA, and what the picture you have there is giving us?
Well, good morning. Well, the reason I'm here is about 2 weeks ago, a massive sinkhole appeared. It's actually on the R21 where it intersects, on the N1 south, where it intersects with the R21. Now, just like the potholes in Johannesburg, my colleague Linda was talking about, it's suspected that this sinkhole was caused by the heavy rains that we've had over the last couple of weeks. Now, I'm going to step aside. Now, Tor's going to show you the excavations or the work that is soon to be getting underway. On the left-hand side of your picture over there is where the actual hole is, but they've closed off the 2-3 left-hand lanes because they don't quite yet know how far the sinkhole goes. Now, Centurion, this particular area is prone to dolomite. We know this. It's been forever. There's been construction in the area. It's been here. You just look at the Gautrain. I covered the construction all those many years ago where they built what were called land bridges. So your Gautrain track is actually on concrete bridges over the land in the event that you have a dolomitic caused sinkhole below it. So I'm going to be speaking to a technical engineer a little bit later to tell us more about what has caused this hole, what is going to be done to fix the hole, and when motorists can expect it to be fixed. And I'll tell you why motorists are eager to hear about when this is going to be fixed. This is one of the biggest interchanges in Gauteng, and it is as you come out of Pretoria Main and start heading in towards Centurion. And you can see 5 lanes basically throttled down to 2, plus the lanes coming in from the intersection. It's not too busy at the moment, but I came down here the other morning on the way to work, and it caused a 30-minute delay. And that will catch you all the way back as far as Atterbury, going through Garsfontein and into Rigel. You're in bumper-to-bumper traffic before you can get past here and make your way towards Johannesburg. So it is certainly a significant bottleneck for motorists. It's a frustrating bottleneck. You deal with accidents every day on this dreaded highway, and now you've got something that there doesn't appear to be any work on at the moment. So motorists are certainly wanting to find out, when is it going to get fixed?
Absolutely, and there's the same question I wanted to even pose to our colleague Lindokuhle. Lindo are in Johannesburg. Not sure if you had an opportunity to do so yet in terms of speaking to the taxi drivers, the commuters, or even those who ride, on these taxis, or those who drive around those roads with those potholes. What are they saying about the state of the roads, particularly at a hub such as Bree Taxi Rank?
Well, Tumela, I can certainly tell you that while we have not spoken to them yet, our next stop is to go inside that taxi rank and speak to some of the associations, including the Faraday Taxi Association, that is always vocal on some of the issues that are concerning drivers. But you are right in saying that earlier on when you spoke about the maintenance issues, these taxi drivers work in a high-stress environment where they need to deliver in terms of the check-ins day in, day out. So certainly the issues of maintaining some of their vehicle might be quite difficult for them, especially because they have on several and numerous occasions told us that their high-pressure environment is not forgiving. They need to deliver in terms of what is due to the taxi bosses or taxi owners. So it's certainly something that we'll be looking to do next, to speak to some of those that are affected there. And like I said, the Faraday Taxi Association has always been willing to engage with us, so we'll get a sense really of how they feel about this. I can tell you that I myself use this taxi rank every now and then coming to work when there are issues with vehicles, and I can tell you that this particular potholes that you are seeing riddling this particular road were here for many months. So we'll certainly touch base with them and get a sense of how they feel about this and what they want done in terms of what the state of the roads is around this transport hub.
Absolutely, those posts are quite important, and thanks, Lindo, for ensuring that we get them so that, of course, the authorities responsible, equally those responsible for, of course, that sinkhole barrier that you've just highlighted there close to the R21 and the N1, could know what's really happening and how really drivers feel about this and why it's taken so long for it to be fixed. Lindokuhle out in Bree Taxi Rank, and Barry Bateman out at the R21 rather in Pretoria. We'll leave it there for the moment, colleagues. Thank you so much for highlighting these important issues.